Bacon, no bacon, no bacon, no bacon,
Bacon, no bacon.
Podcast. Clap. Mark.
Sounds
That's what
good.
we should do. We should have a guy on the show named Mark.
Mark? Why?
Sure.
Did I just get bumped from the show already?
Mark, he'll go, yes? And I'm no, I'm just marking. All right.
So, try to make funnier jokes so I don't have anything to cut out.
Make fun of my own jokes?
No, just fucking with you. Did you not hear me, or is it fucked up?
No, I heard you.
All right.
Just wasn't funny. My lack of reaction was
there we
empathy.
go. That's how we do it. How's it going, buddy?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm okay.
We finally did it. We've been spent the last hour trying to set up our technological configuration.
We spent like the last 5 days.
Yeah. Seriously,
This
I've
has
been
been
ordering
long.
shit on Amazon every 5 seconds.
What
Got
cable
all
do I
kinds
need
of
now?
boxes. Yeah, these boxes, all the boxes of all the shit I bought are coming in handy because we're using them as tripods for the phone. And I got the camera shooting over here. It's sitting on a speaker box. I've got an actual tripod over there that's doing nothing because my girlfriend took the little fucking clip that go in it that, you screw, like that you can screw into like these little holes.
Yeah, you're missing the clip. You're missing the tripod. Well, you don't have it on the bottom of the camera? Do you not have her camera?
No, I only have her tripod.
Do you?
Story of my life.
Terrible, man. You got to get organized over there.
Yeah. Jesus.
So what's new, man? What's happening?
And I bought these.
What's going on?
What'd you buy? If you're an iPhone owner, if you own an iPhone, these things, about these things. If you have an iPhone, you know about these little clips. I'm showing Abdul now, but to the camera.
Yeah.
These little adapter things. I bought them on a pack of 2 for like $16 on Amazon. They don't fucking work. They're just fucking props.
Well, they're cheap. You're not supposed to buy the cheap garbage. Also, it's iPhones. I can't believe you're still on Apple. What are you going to buy every product they have?
No, I like the phone.
Yeah, but every time they come out with a new phone, they got another thing to add in. You got to get a new adapter, new wire.
Yeah.
The moon
Google
shifts.
phone is worse. It's got a thing that's not compatible with anything. Reese and Angela both have the Google phone. It's got its own plug. It's not the same as any other plug. Okay. And the plug that you plug into the wall also use that. So you can't even use another square that you have, the square to plug in the wall.
Yeah.
You can't even use those because it's even the part that plug into the square is this Google fucking
That seems like
garbage.
a scam.
It is a scam.
They did you see in Europe they're trying to eliminate wires like that? They're trying to make manufacturers, they're going to court, the government's trying to force manufacturers to all use the exact same wire.
Type-C.
Yeah.
It's Type-C wire, right? Google is a Type-C wire, it's called. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I have. I got a Type-C.
I have a production assistant here. This is great. In Europe, they're trying to get rid of all the wires because they feel that the coronavirus is being spread through
wires.
Through charging cables.
It's definitely how it's going. People are going to airports and coughing on receptacles.
Don't share the square.
And they're just putting them in their mouths. I did fly. A lot of people are using the mask. People are using the mask.
Yeah, speaking of the corona, my in-laws, Angela's parent, have a trip planned to Spain like next week, and they're thinking of canceling their trip because there's in their travel they have a layover in Frankfurt for like 3 hours. Yeah, and they're like, no way, we're not going to sit in an airport. We're for sure going to get coronavirus, and they want to cancel their trip. Their flight, the non-refundable flight, and they're.
Non-refundable.
His mom was crying this morning.
Would they be able to get like a discount on the credit card or something? Like, how do you're going to cancel a non-refundable? Just take your chances if it's non-refundable.
They're older. I don't know, man. Yeah, to me, it's just don't touch anybody.
Older's an easier excuse to go. Like, how many years do you want to live?
And I love the Frankfurt airport. There's smoking lounges in there. You can go and smoke in the airport. It's a beautiful place.
That's almost like the
coronavirus isn't going to live in the smoking area. Just go in the smoking lounge. The coronavirus is going to be dead for sure in there. That's a tip to old age. Just go sit in the smoking. Go get.
Yeah, what are you trying to live? Just take it. Take the smoke, a little Corona. Enjoy. Experience the world.
Sounds exotic. Went to Spain. Got coronavirus.
Yeah.
Super fucking. Look at how many people could say that.
Then you get that. You get the quarantine. You get to go to that military base for a couple of weeks. You get to see
that
what
what happens?
Petawawa looks like. I don't know where they're keeping them. Or no, it's Cornwall, aren't they? Oh, they're keeping them at the NAF Center in Cornwall.
Shut up.
Yeah, you didn't
Are
see
they?
that? Yeah, dude.
No. Oh my God.
Yeah, man, they're keeping them at the NAV Center.
That's where Sean works actually now.
That's funny. Well, that's
Yeah.
he looks like the poster child for coronavirus.
Yeah. If you were to personify the coronavirus, it would be Sean Fowler.
Sean Fowler is the coronavirus.
He could play the coronavirus in the movie about coronavirus.
Just sneezing in everyone's dishes over at the NAV Center restaurant.
Bon appetit.
Poor Sean. We're making fun of him. I love that guy.
Yeah, well, at least we know at least one person will listen to this podcast. When we tell Sean that he's been mentioned in the podcast, he's going to be like, all right. Super cool. Look at me. I'm the coronavirus.
That's
Get
hilarious.
a t-shirt printed up. Super enthusiast.
Well, it looks like we'll get a producer on it. I mean, I've been sick a little bit, but I don't know if it's the coronavirus. I've been hawking up stuff a little bit, but no fever.
Because we just came off the road together.
I think that's what it is. I think it's all the tobacco, all the tobacco leaving my system. All that secondhand smoke. It needs to clear out my lungs now. But
Poor guy.
I know, and I've been sitting in the back seat the whole time, and I'm getting all that secondhand smoke.
So what do you think about this coronavirus? What is it a...
I don't know, dude. I feel like it's a little overblown. It's like 2,000
I think
people or
so.
something that died or got sick. I don't even know.
I don't even know, but like it's like the same as any flu. It's mostly old people and babies that are dying,
Yeah.
which is sad. Don't get me wrong, it's terrible. But even the regular flu do that.
Yeah.
it's like science was able to identify this one strain when there's a million of them out there that are constantly coming out seasonally. And I don't know. Seems like science is like, look at us, we identified one. And
The corona. Honestly, that's all you hear here. I don't know if it's still like that in Canada, but the news is just constantly talking about coronavirus. Even to the point
Yeah,
where like
here
people
too.
stopped sending their kids to school in somewhere in
God.
Orange County because there was, I think, a couple exchange students or something from China, and
Oh, jeez.
all the parents were like, "Look, we're not against them coming, but maybe quarantine them for like 2 weeks just in case, and then they can go to school. There's no problem. We're not against it. We're just trying to be, safe."
it's weird how humanity is able to take a disease and racialize that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or turn it into some kind of discrimination, like AIDS. Oh my God, you're gay? Get away from me, AIDS.
Right.
Like what the fuck?
That's true. That's a good comparison.
Coronavirus. Pick anything. Autism.
Autism? Is there?
A cold, cancer, whatever. There will be more Chinese people that have it than any other people because there's more fucking Chinese people. That's the way it goes.
Yeah. So then, is
When
it
there's
wrong
2
to?
billion of something, chances are they're going to have more of everything.
Yeah.
More
that is
freckles.
true.
There's not a lot of ginger Chinese people, but I bet you there's more ginger Chinese people than there are ginger Irish people. That's probably not a good
No,
comparison.
that's probably not a good comparison at all.
There's probably zero ginger Chinese people. But brown eyes.
Yeah, it's I guess there is a ton more people, but then again, can you not? Would you not? I mean, what's the case on? Well, then let's go with the white people. What's the big thing on white people? What, rich white guys, right? Big the white guys that are running everything. But isn't there an equal, if not more, amount of Chinese wealthy people running things?
You have to think that there's more, right? There should be more of everything.
Because I think they are
Apparently in
second
China,
in line of being wealthiest in the world.
Well, last I heard, there was a new billionaire every day in China.
There you go.
For the last 5 years, there's a new person hitting $1 billion.
So when
in
is it
wealth in
going
China.
to? When are the tables going to turn? When are the old white guys going to get off the hook, and we're going to start blaming old Chinese men?
Pretty sure some people have already jumped on your bandwagon there, buddy. Like those people in Orange County.
Oh, look at that! I'm getting a whole bunch of new
We
followers.
don't mind them coming, but just keep them in a separate room, in a separate city, in a separate building, and don't let them come out. But we're so open. We're really open to, we're open to new cultures. Just lock them in a closet if you could.
Most
Thank
of them
you.
are just billionaires, anyways. So we shouldn't like them. You're supposed to, aren't we supposed to hate billionaires? That's funny.
Man.
We're already canceled.
We're already canceled.
I don't know. It's a
Self-produced, but we're canceled. We're self-canceled.
It's a thought, though. It is a thought. You got to think about that every once in a while. I think people are always blaming, like, when is that going to turn? When is the old
you know what?
white guy
And like
gonna...
all these rich white guys in the media and all that, they spread all this. There is some fake news, but they exaggerate news. You know, like Donald Trump say fake news. He's an idiot, but the media latch on to things, which for the last 3 years mostly is Donald Trump. So coronavirus gives all these journalists like, oh, this is a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some other awful fucking disease.
That's very
other than
true.
Donald Trump.
That's very true, because it's so annoying how much they just focus on everything about Donald Trump. It is kind of nice to get a nice break.
We should try through this podcast to try this sort of spread some interesting, plausible information. Like, hey, cigarettes cure coronavirus.
Yeah, they can't survive in that.
Like
Trust
that
me.
old Mike Patterson joke. Remember when the SARS thing was big? He's like, fuck, SARS won't come in Quebec. All the Quebecois people just fucking smoking cigarettes and SRAS. No more SRAS. I can't live in my cesspool of a body. That was a Mike Patterson joke.
Well, it definitely must
Back
kill
in the
something. I imagine all that smoke that you're
It's killing me.
sucking down. Yeah, well, it's killing both of us. It's definitely not good for you. I don't know. Are you going to quit one day? You ever going to try and quit?
You know what? I turned 47 recently, and I told you my buddy Jay is in the hospital. He's having not bypass surgery. Your dad had bypass surgery, which was very scary, but thankfully he's feeling a bit better.
Yeah.
Is he? I hope
he is.
Right?
Yeah, he's doing good.
But Jay's got to have a valve replaced or fixed. He's getting a pig valve in his heart. Interesting.
A pig valve. Wow.
Yeah. And super interesting the way that they do it. They don't take out the old valve. They go in through the artery, and once the valve, they kind of squish it. And when the valve gets to the right place, they just unsquish it, and it opens up, and it's kind of inside the old valve.
Wow.
Like, say you were replacing something you're a mechanic. Abdul's a mechanic. You should know this about he's an auto mechanic. So like if you have a hole in one of the exhaust pipe, right? Instead of cutting it out and replace, you just put in one end and then kind of clamp it. You know, that's kind of what they're doing with this valve.
Wow.
I think. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but
it's pretty simplified. I think if you really think about it, there's a lot of comparisons with the car and the body.
Totally, man. Yeah, they're just machine that you have to figure out. It's just we have a lot more part. But anyway, to say that yes, I am thinking about quitting. When people my own age are starting to have health scare, and it's about like Robert, our tour manager, had a cancer scare a couple of years ago. He's exactly my age. I mean, it's scary. Maybe it's time that I stop fucking just poisoning my body every goddamn day.
And he was smoking, and he stopped.
Yeah, he quit. Good for him. Yeah, and he's in Cuba now. Totally getting the coronavirus. He dodged cancer and he come back with literal coronavirus. He's either going to come home with the coronavirus or just a terrible hangover from too much corona.
Imagine the cure was the doctor tells him he's got to smoke more. Why'd you quit, buddy? You should have kept smoking cigarettes.
I'd be a hero. I'd be a trendsetter.
One thing that is crazy out here that I'm realizing since I've been back is how we've been hearing about the elections and that, and Michael Bloomberg.
Yeah.
And his ads all the time. Dude, it's real, man. His ads are on every second. Like,
I just saw something he said, too, about Donald Trump. Let's see what it was. It was so silly. It was like, who cares about that?
Why, did he say something bad about him, or?
Yeah, he said that I would never do this or something like that. Fuck, I forget what it was.
Anyways, they're all bullshit and they're all fake. Since when did like billionaires decide that they want to, like, I don't understand it. Like, obviously there's something about politics that are rigged if people that have all the money in the world are like, I need to be president.
They're wired different than us. They're just wired different than us.
They just want to rule?
Like we think, people like us think, give me $1 billion and I never do fuck all again. I may never wear pants again in my life. You know what I mean? These guys, it's not about the money anymore. It's about like if where the money is involved, they want to look in their bank and see, oh, it's 1.7 billion now. All right, cool. I want to get it to 1.8 billion. Like, it don't matter the amount of, that's more money than you could spend ever.
Yeah.
You can't, even if you buy a jet every day, you're still going to never run out of money.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know. I guess,
they're
yeah, you
different
just
than
need
us.
the power. It's the power
So
trip.
these
that they're
guys,
on.
it's power. That's
Yeah.
right. Power, influence, like just wielding their power.
Yeah.
But then you look at other guys like Bill Gates and Elon Musk. They just want to keep achieving thing, which is, I think, better. Like Elon Musk is, when do you just stop wanting to create? But the guy still he had a failed rocket launch yesterday. Totally had a sense of humor about it.
Did he? He had a failed rocket launch? Where was that? Here in California?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, God.
You watch it go to try to take off and explode, whatever. And he's like, how was your Sunday night? That's his tweet. With the YouTube clip of this, $100 million project going. He's like, oh, geez, how was your Sunday night? And he's just lost $300 million or something.
Yeah, but there's more in the bank. He doesn't care. It's not even his money, I'm sure.
Some of it's no, yeah.
Imagine having that kind of money where you're just like, I don't even give a shit. $300 million, write down. Let's try it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bring out the backup rocket.
But that's advancing humanity. I think I like that guy. I think it's pretty cool.
How is
Tesla
that? That's not advancing humanity. His rocket ship company, all he's doing is trying to take away business from the NASA, is what it is.
Take away business from NASA?
Yes.
NASA's going to start letting us jump on rockets
No,
to
so
go
what
to
it
space?
was, he actually sued the government of the U.S. because they were contracts. Well, yeah, contracts to launch satellites all went to NASA all the time. So
Yeah.
now they were a private company that's able to do it. So, but all the contracts weren't on, and it's supposed to be that government contracts are open to everyone. You can
Right.
put a bid and then they decide whether or not they want to take your bid, right?
Right.
So it wasn't open and they were always going with NASA. So he sued the government, I think, and won, or sued somebody. He won something, and that's why now he's able to put his bid in on government projects. And
Satellite launches.
yeah, they've been winning a lot of them, like a lot of the. So that's why they've been going up and launching rockets all the time to send up
he
satellites.
did do that successful test. I saw him. He did a test where, so it's a reusable rocket. Most rockets, they go
Right.
and they shed pieces and
Yeah.
then they're scrap. And he launched a rocket that actually re-landed, like pretty precise, within like 30 feet. With a GPS,
That's
he
good.
landed the rocket.
That's
Like
good.
you back in or whatever. Yeah,
if
that's
you can,
amazing.
if you can avoid all that space trash, then you definitely
Yeah.
want to do that.
Space trash.
All that space trash just roaming around there. It's a lot of
That's
garbage.
the billionaires of the next generation. Like we during Grand Prix in Montreal, we have all this Euro trash. Pretty soon, like in 50 years, it's just going to be these stupid
Space
rich white
trash.
bitches with fake lips just hanging out on the moon. Oh, space trash.
Space trash coming down for our race car events.
Yeah, wearing those wedge heel stripper shoes with goldfish in them, walking around on the moon.
That's funny. That's crazy stuff, man. So what else is new, man?
Well, we talk about so we're doing a podcast now, and I did Mike Ward's podcast. Mike Ward, if you don't know, if you're English, you don't know Mike Ward. He's one of the top French comedian here in Quebec, and his podcast, Sous Écoute, it's called. It's the most listened to French language podcast in the world, and it's the most listened to anything at all on Spotify in
That's
Quebec
crazy.
or Canada, maybe Canada. It's crazy, yeah, 180,000 listeners or something like that. So I did that, and I started watching it before we started this podcast, and I'm like, wow, it would be great to get to that level of podcast.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
It's good. And he's really good at it too. He never let it kind of die. I was really hungover when we did it, so I was not super chatty at the beginning, but people keep bringing you booze, and my hangover went away by the end.
That is the
But
key.
I had another one the next day.
So it went well. You get a good podcast with Mike there. The
I'm only
Suzette
halfway
Coop?
through. I know. I'll put it this way. It's a podcast that I was finding entertaining, but it's also one that I don't necessarily want my children to watch.
Oh, okay.
We shared some stories that are not super father of the year.
Probably not good to say that
stories.
while your children are in the background.
Yeah. Luckily, they never listen to anything I say. So sitting over there just Instagramming or fucking TikToking or whatever the fuck they do. But TikTok. Well, Andy is so addicted to TikTok. She's nonstop doing dance numbers on her phone.
Oh,
I'm
that's
like, "Are
right
you
up her
posting?"
alley, though, right?
I'm like, yeah, she's a dancer. Yeah. But she doesn't even post them. She just does them, and then, oh, that was fun. What's
and that's
the
it.
point
No
of this?
post, no send.
Doesn't really send them, no.
But does
Which
that
I'm
defeat
fine with.
the-
I don't want people watching my little girl dance. It's fucking weird.
That is weird, man. I wonder how I would take it. I don't know if I could take it. I don't know if I'd be able to do it. I think I'd tell my kid to stop doing that. What do you do? Yeah, you just bend over. You can't do anything.
No, yeah. What are you gonna do? I was glad when she said she don't pose them though.
Yeah.
Because I have kids now. She wears short shirt, right? Whatever. So she's doing these moves like that. You can see her belly button. I'm like, I don't want that on the internet. Get out of here.
Right.
People are creepy.
But you say that internally, but you don't say that to your kids.
No, because she'll wear even shorter shirt if I say that there's a problem. No. Like Jamie, I mentioned it to Jamie. She's wearing nothing but collars and sleeves now. I love it. That's part of my act. I shouldn't be doing part of my act.
I love how how your kids you're kind of like a parental advisory for your kids. Like they read it, but they don't really give a shit.
Yeah,
they don't really care.
Eventually, you like to think that. First of all, they're all old enough now that I'm. Let me preface this next thing by telling you to just do what I say, not what I do. You know, right? Like I'm trying to tell them, don't smoke, don't drink, don't.
Yeah. While you're smoking and drinking,
don't do drugs. Yeah. It's it's bad though when it's to the point as a parent you're telling your kid, hey, where are you going? You going to a party here? You want to take some beers? I'll give you some beers if you don't smoke weed. It's the fucking weird negotiation.
Oh, you're being one of those parents now. Like if you stay home, I can watch you and you don't do anything stupid, as opposed to going out to your friends and doing something stupid.
Who knows what you're doing? Yeah, but the smoking, I find they smoke too much, and now there is research coming out more and more saying that smoking weed under 25 is very bad for your brain.
Yeah,
it's just a known thing. So I really wish they would smoke less.
Reese,
can you check and see if this is still taping, please? I'm not sure if the camera is still
can
going.
You put that in that joint and go see if
Is it still recording?
At 22 minutes and 16 seconds.
And it's still ding, 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 ding. That's not the sound that it makes.
Yeah, that's not okay. That'd be
it's
pretty
not a
irritating.
Wheel of Fortune. It's too like ding, 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 ding. Where it stopped, nobody knows.
And we don't know. It might stop at 30.
Still going. So I guess
going.
it don't have a stop. Because at 22 minutes, it's still
I
going.
hope.
Cool.
Sometimes it stops at 30. It's either 10 or 30. If not 30, then it should keep going.
Angela's was like 6.
Yeah,
she's got the high-end photography camera, but it only does 6 minutes of video.
Yeah.
This one is the one I bought for Jamie for Christmas. And you know what? I have it on the cardboard box on the table, and I keep moving the table, so I bet you it's going to have a little bit of thing. We're going to have to be careful next time.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't got a tripod.
If you're listening to this, Abdul, and this is our first real go at the podcast, so we're still working out some kinks. So we're talking about things that are like, just let's not fuck up the podcast. But you're getting an inside look where this is the roots. This is in 20 years when our podcast goes to the moon with all the fucking space trash. We could look back at this episode number 1 and look at that. They still didn't even know what the fuck they were doing.
Man, I can't wait to be part of space trash.
Checking the frame. Check the gate, Reese. I can't. I'm too stoned. Oh, great.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it, man. We have to take a stab at it. We don't know what we're doing. We're trying to figure it all out. Working it out,
And all my kids are home this week, too, because it's March break. It's March break here in Montreal.
Oh, is it March break? They're probably going to hate you. Everyone's going to be like, what did you guys do for March break? My dad started a podcast.
Yeah.
Had to help him move the camera.
A trip. I usually try to have a trip planned, something even if it's just a cottage or go to Florida, but I didn't do anything this year. It's terrible.
Yeah, that's all right, though.
Try to find something.
How many years you got to go away, buddy? I never went anywhere.
I know.
My parents. Did your parents ever? Did you ever go on a trip with your parents?
One time I went to Florida, and I didn't want to go. I remember I didn't want to go.
I
was just starting to date this girl.
Yeah.
And my parents made me go to Florida, and the whole time I was miserable as to see. And then I come back, and that girl had another fucking boyfriend. I was just so upset.
Well, poor Derek.
Yeah. I know. I was
While you were out, she got a new man. While you're out in Florida.
It was a boy. I was only 14 or whatever, but still.
So sad. Way to bring the podcast down.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. You should tell your kids that. If we go away on vacation, your whole life can just turn upside down when you get back. You got to always be present.
doing you a favor.
It's a good
Not
excuse
taking
to
you
use.
anywhere.
But you only went on one trip your whole childhood, Florida. That's it. Maybe like a couple of road trips.
Vacations?
Yeah, like I never went anywhere.
We'd go to our aunts in Ontario.
Yeah, that's it. That's you go visit someone. You go on a long road trip. You stay there for a couple of days. And you come home.
Yeah, but nothing really.
And how many trips have you taken your kids on?
15.
15.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about it?
Feel
Do you feel like
underappreciated.
you feel like you're a better parent for doing it?
No. My parents did what they could. My mom tried their best. We all try our best. I think that's the measure of a parent. I try my best. I've made some mistake. I have spoiled them too much so that they don't appreciate as much. But and I let them get away with everything. Like I've taught them like Pavlovian theory that if they argue enough, eventually I'll just be like, okay, yes, vas-y, go ahead. I don't care, whatever. I can't argue anymore. Because they've taken away. It used to be if I argued to a certain point of arguing, my mother would just be like, that's it. We're going to another fucking negotiation tactic, which was fucking punch in the face or hit with the spoon or whatever. We can't hit these little fucks. So,
well, I mean, you can. You just can't
they
tell
can
anyone.
They can argue you to death where you just give up. All right, fine.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I don't even know what's the point of having kids at this point. Like, why do people have kids?
Why do you have kids? I don't know.
You can't do anything. Like, it used to be because you needed someone to work on the farm. So you'd have kids. Now you don't need anyone to work on the farm. Why are there children?
Even if this was a farm, they're just fucking up the farm. They're not working on it. They're just messing up the farm. They're eating all the farm. They're eating all the farm and leaving their dishes in the sink of the farm.
You're supposed to pick those cucumbers.
Not eat them, you fuckface.
Shoving them in your mouth. That's hilarious.
No. I'm kidding though, just for the record, having children is the greatest thing that I've ever done. Now that all three of them are in the room, I feel like I should probably mention that I do love them. Look at that, and Jamie's washing a dish. It's the best. Working on the farm. She's working on the farm, cleaning one dish that apparently she needs.
That's funny. It is crazy though. It's about farms. Everything. I went to the farmers market yesterday.
Yeah.
In LA, and nothing really made at a farm over there. Just restaurants, a couple of
rooftop gardens.
Yeah, people selling beads and things like that. I'm like, I've never seen anyone farm beads.
Good crop of beads this year. Good crop of beads down at the old farm. Yeah.
Where'd you get that farm?
Speaking of parent, though, I think I mentioned this to you. I do joke about the kid. I love them very much, and they're a pretty good kid. I'm very lucky.
I like how you had to rectify that on camera.
But I went to a funeral service or a wake or whatever yesterday. There was a plane crash here in Montreal. I think I mentioned to you.
Oh yeah, you went. So
I went. I debated it, and Angela's like, Derek, it'll mean so much if you go. So I went, and man, what a 20-year-old! It's so I'm happy. You should
talk about it though. What happened?
But
I don't think anyone knows the story. What happened?
His kid Jared. He knew from very young. He just got his driver's license the week I think before he passed away.
Wow.
But he had his pilot license already for over a year.
Wow.
He loved aviation. Started flying I think at 15 or something like that. Worked, saved every penny for flying. Eventually saved enough money to buy himself a small plane. And then sadly, last week, he and his friend, who was also a maniac of flying, their plane went down and they passed.
Very sad.
20-year-old, especially a guy with a vision like that and a passion.
Yeah.
And they actually do. That's one thing that I wish my kid would have more. Sometimes I think because I gave them easy, right? Things were easy.
You always have to resort to fucking talking about shitty your kids
on my own kids. No, but anyway, it was very sad. It was a sad night. It was very
I imagine.
Somewhere I feel very lucky. My kids are healthy and they make you worry more. Like both Brees and Jamie went out last night. I'm like, can you please just text me when you get to where you are, when you're back? Come tell me when you're home and all that, because you. Just like that, right? It's the worst thing could happen, and it happened to these lovely people.
Yeah. That's the hardest thing I think of
just,
being a parent.
their kid leaves, just going. He was going to just change the oil on his plane, and finally they said, "Oh, let's go for a little fly."
Oh no!
And just like that, they don't even think anything. And then, why? He's not home yet? That's weird. And then the police show up at your house, and
God,
can't imagine a worse thing. But hey, this is supposed to be a comedy podcast.
Yeah.
Wow, Lee.
But it's a good story. He was a fan of yours, and the family is a fan of yours as well. So
kid.
it's definitely something that hit close.
Very sweet family. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Anything can happen. That's the one thing that scares me about, like, especially with kids, when you have kids, like I feel it with, like, family, friends, you're always like kind of wondering what's, worried a little bit, but you have kids and you're always like, I don't know. How do you let go? No wonder you're so stressed. Dude, you get stressed.
Yeah.
I'd be so stressed if I had kids.
And it's like the media every day. You open the newspaper and you can read about, like there's that show, 1,000 Ways to Die.
Yeah.
Every time you turn on a TV or a newspaper, there's 1,000 ways to die that you hadn't thought of before. Like, oh my God, it's like, Subway rolls over and 15. Oh my God, I never even thought of that. I'm going to not buy a bus pass this month. This is scary. Yeah. It's crazy.
The Subway's probably not going to roll over your children. I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah.
Probably rare that
I drive them everywhere. Still, I buy them cars.
Yeah, but it's crazy that's what you did. I didn't do anything that was that meaningful yesterday. Did do anything like that at all?
How is the fire situation under control?
There's no more
California?
fires. Was there fires here recently? No, there's no more fires right now.
Oh no, that was Australia.
Yeah, Australia had it.
Australia, California, same thing.
Same thing. No, there's no fires. There's just a lot of trash everywhere. Nobody's actually it hasn't rained very often this winter, which people have been saying. Usually it rains a lot.
Bad, I guess, because you guys need water there, don't you?
Yeah, there's no water. Oh man, I watched a documentary yesterday on Amazon Prime. I think it's called The Last Straw or The Longest Straw. It's about the water that comes down to Los Angeles. Like, it comes all the way from Colorado.
Yeah.
It is insane, man, how far it goes. It's this woman, it's a great documentary. She hiked the entire pipeline that comes all the way down from Colorado and got stories along the way and
it's one pipeline?
Dude, there's
your whole water supply is one pipeline?
There's two pipelines, but they all as it gets higher up, it pulls from other lakes as well.
Tributaries,
So those communities are like, hey, you assholes, like you're just watering fruit trees you're not going to eat the fruit, and you're like wasting so much water in LA. And they're being affected because they have no water. There's less water in the lake, and it's causing, because the water levels drop, and there's so much salt and arsenic. There's so much stuff. I don't know if it's the climate here, the sand that adds all these extra chemicals or things into the water, but it seems like there's a lot more toxins. So when the water level goes down, all those toxins stay in the sand, and then the sand blows. And then people breathe it, and that's horrible for the environment.
Oh,
and you.
No. Wow.
Yeah, so it is a crazy thing to see, man. So it definitely does come from a lot of places, but people are just throwing it away and wasting it. And that's one thing that makes me wonder about living here. I've always thought of I like living
that's
where
weird too. What is
life
that,
can happen.
is that 1,000 miles from Colorado to LA?
It's the pipeline, I think, is I think she said it was over 300. It's around 300 miles.
So imagine all these communities along the way that should have all this natural water, whatever, just being sucked out and going away.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Remember in the movie There Will Be Blood?
No, I never
with
saw it.
Daniel Day-Lewis? No? So it's about oil, about in the turn of the century, all the guys trying to find oil.
Right.
And he went to this one community. He goes and he buys a plot of land here, plot of land all around. There's one guy said, I don't want to sell to you. And then finally at the end, he's like, you never came to see me. Why don't you never came to make me an offer? And he's like, nah, fuck you. I don't even need to, because I bought this land, went down and sucked everything that was
right under you.
So fuck you. You can rot in the middle of your,
wow.
You know what I mean? It's under there.
Yeah.
I could take what's over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what they're doing with the water.
Dude,
these people, look at me. I got lakefront property. And then from underneath, the lake gets sucked out.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy to see, man. How much water gets used and they own, the city of LA owns huge chunks of land, all the way up California. It's owned by the city of LA.
so that they can
do
maintain the
whatever they
pipeline or
want.
whatever.
Yeah. And it's all like, closed off areas. You can't go. It's all fenced in. It's pretty crazy, man. It's a wild thing to see.
That's a really nice backdrop. What is that behind you?
It's cedar.
Did you do that?
I did, yeah.
Nice,
I did.
buddy. It looks really good.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I fixed it up a little bit. It was this place was I don't know if I ever told. Did I tell you about this place? This
Oh, are you up on the roof?
I'm on the roof.
Oh, no kidding.
I'm on the roof, man.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Yeah, it's I finally fixed it up a little bit. I got a backdrop here. I got a little backdrop on the corner in case someone comes in and wants to record too. I got mics. It's all set up now finally. Some sound deadening. Yeah, it's a little cabin on top of the roof of the building that I rent, and it used to be did I tell you a guy used to live here? The old building owner?
Yeah, the maintainer guy.
Yeah, the guy used to live up here, and
yeah.
So now there's no more shower. They took that out. There's no more toilet. It's just like a cabin on top of the roof, which is pretty cool.
That's why when you went to take a leak before, it took so long. I thought you were in your apartment, but
no, I had to go
actually
downstairs.
Go down. Yeah.
I had to go downstairs. There's
Cool.
no toilet.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, buddy, it's pretty cool.
I've been to Abdul's house, but I've never been up to his little. He didn't have the cabana yet when I went. But we're shooting on going in June. We're gonna try to do that Canada Day show at the Comedy Store.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'd like to do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Angela and I were thinking maybe go to Vegas, drive to LA, and then
it's
fly out of LA.
It's gonna be really hot though. I think to go to Vegas and drive, unless you don't get a convertible. That's for sure.
No, we'll get
AC. You need some AC, man. You're
AC.
gonna die out there.
Yeah.
I've never done it,
you can
but
rent
I've heard
really nice cars. And in the state, it's a weird thing. When you rent a car in the state, you could drop off at another airport, and it's very like $15 charge. Where in Canada, it's like $180 to drop off at a different place than where you pick it up.
Yeah, it's kind of nice here that you could do those. It's easier to get things done in that sense. Like you rent a car, you can bring it back anywhere. You don't have to worry. There's always
There's always a ton of sports car too. When you go to the pickup spot of the.
And they don't really care in LA.
For a car rental?
I don't know how it is in Vegas, but if you like in LA, they're like, oh yeah, it has to be like the bumper falling off. You know what I mean? They don't care if they know how bad people drive here, that if you have like a crack on your bumper, they're just like, that's okay. It happens. That's all right. Don't worry about it.
So do you got stuff coming up? You got shows coming up?
I have absolutely nothing, buddy. Just figuring out this podcast is what I'm doing.
All right.
No, I don't have any shows coming up.
Your full attention.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do this. I've got. I recorded some stuff on the road. I'm trying to see if I could use it. And I just messaged my buddy that does like some sound work and sent him some stuff. I hopefully put a little EP out of some stuff on the road
that we taped in the Maritime.
Yeah, that I taped in New Brunswick actually.
I should have maybe done my album out there, right? I'm doing my new album at Yuck Yucks in Ottawa on. March 14.
Yeah, you're doing it there?
Yeah, Chad's going to come up and
cool.
My buddy Chad.
There you go. So are the tickets all sold out already or no?
No, last I heard, I think, so we do 6 show. We're doing 6 show this time. We're doing Thursday, Friday, 2 show, Saturday, 2 show, and then we just added Sunday. We're going to do a Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Last I checked, we had like 380 out of 600 and something.
So, well, get on those tickets, everybody. Derek Seguin's recording his album.
Yuckyucks.com, yeah.
So you got your whole thing?
And then next week I'm at the Comedy Nest. If ever we fuck up, if I can't get a good album taping, I can do it at the Nest the following week.
That's pretty good, though. That'll be fun. And the Yucks in Ottawa's a wicked room. It's a nice low ceiling. I love that place. The sound will be awesome.
And the problem in the past was that the bar upstairs, like at 10 o'clock, they put on a live band, so it would make, like boom, boom. You hear the little. But the bar went out of business, so it's perfect. It's gonna be closed.
Thank God for that. Comedy survives.
Thank God for somebody's bankruptcy. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, that was pretty loud. Yeah. Where did we do a show? We did a show. Where was it? That was in Sudbury, was it? That we did a show and there was like a club downstairs or something.
Yeah, the Dante. Yeah, just recently. Dude, there was like the baseball show.
Yeah,
there was like it was what was it? What is that called? With the
it was a drag show. Yeah, drag show downstairs.
Drag show. Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. That was I was not expecting that. As soon as I got on stage to open for you, just like a bunch of club music playing, and you're like, "What the hell's going on? Didn't we? This was not part of the sound check. We didn't do this in sound check. What's happening here?"
And we did 2 shows that night. That was a big room.
We did do 2 shows. Yeah, That was a big room. That was huge.
Big room. Yeah.
That was good. And then all the way to Bathurst. Bathurst was the last show we had on this run. That was fun.
That was fun. We should talk about that. We just came out. Abdul and I just did a 2-week run in the Maritime. We did 1 week in Nova Scotia and 1 week in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
And I feel it was good. I feel successful almost. It was great.
Dude, that was amazing. Are you kidding me? You had 700 seats sold out in Fredericton?
Yeah. So like 600 in Halifax.
Yeah, you could totally...
Bathurst was sold out. That was a good show.
Bathurst was an awesome show. That was fun.
Yeah. That after party with fucking Myrna or whoever her name is.
Darla?
Darla.
Oh, Darla.
Good old Darla.
Dude, that makes me laugh so much. I love it. I love those towns like that. Like the moment, did you hear? We told you.
Remember
right?
we drove by her house because she kept giving us her address. She wanted us to go party at her house, and we're like, yeah, sure. But the next day, we're just curious, and I still remember the address that she gave me. She's like, let's drive by and see how well Darla does for herself.
Oh, Darla's doing great.
Fucking pit bull on the front lawn with a chain.
Oh man, Darla, that was the best. We're all partying and the band's playing, and then she runs up to us and goes, I just farted.
Oh, man.
Dude, what a town.
Oh, fuck coronavirus.
To me, I think I got something, that's for sure. I'm coughing it up, but it's, I probably got something from Darla. The old Bathurst flu.
So what are we going to be shooting for? I mean, again, this is the first time we got like Mike Ward. When Mike Ward does his podcast, it's 2 hours. It's a lot. I had to get up and pee in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's very long.
I think an hour's good. What do you think?
I don't know. I think we're at the sweet spot.
We're at the sweet spot now? You're done? That's it? You want to call it in?
I think so. All the notes I took of subjects to talk about, we've
Reel it in
liquidated.
at 40? Dude, okay, here. How about this? I got this for you. This
and
is
until we get
that
advertising,
check this
the
out.
advertisers.
Yeah, if we get some advertising. The Handsome Brook Farm is also going to advertise with us. Oh, wait, do I have that there? No, they're not. I'm just joking. But dude, I bought these eggs, and they go pasture raised. And so to let you know, they say that the hen is in a 108 square foot enclosure. So the hen has 108 square feet. I live in
got more room than you.
I live in a 400 square foot apartment. So I'm basically worth 4 chickens. That's what it is.
But I mean, pound for pound, the chicken have way more room than you. I mean,
exactly.
You weigh what? You're like 100 chickens.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So these chickens are living better than I am, and
You're not even a free range comedian. You're the Kentucky Fried Comedian.
Dude, what is going on, man? We're all worried about the chickens and how much space. I'm living in 400 square feet. Nobody's questioning. No one's asking. Are you good, buddy? Need a couple square foot?
Interesting tidbit, though. If you pick the carton up again.
Yeah.
That thing. I don't know if everybody knows this. If ever we have American listeners, but no, show the bottom of it.
Yeah.
That is a Canadian invention. The egg carton is an
Canadian
invention. Yeah. I don't know how the fuck we transported egg before that. I guess there was a lot of broken eggs.
They would just roll around in the truck.
In a basket.
Turn slow.
Yeah. I don't know how people carried eggs before that.
Yeah, just rolling around, man. That's crazy. I did not know that. That's a good little piece of
garbage bags too. Garbage bag, also Canadian invention.
Garbage bags, really?
Yep.
Exactly.
Weird,
what were they doing before? Just digging a hole and throwing it in?
Just throwing it in a can, and then
throw it in the
can into a bigger can, and then the can into a, I don't know.
Oh yeah, you think they would just? Was this before the garbage truck?
I couldn't say.
I wonder how would they transport garbage?
I have a lot of useless information, but I don't research it all.
Yeah, it's not backed up 100%.
Yeah. All right. 10-pin bowling and insulin, also Canadian.
Insulin is a big, that's definitely, insulin is Canadian, or half Canadian. Or it was invented in Canada, but I think one of the inventors was American, but in Canada.
Well, probably the person that stole the idea was American.
Yeah, and then marked it up 10 times the price was the American.
Yeah, shit. I think we talked about this on the test run, but I've been making fun of people with food allergies forever. Yeah. And now Jamie have a food allergy. I had to buy fucking 3 EpiPen. Let's see. $170 for EpiPen, and it expire after like 9 months.
What?
It's bullshit. Yeah, I was talking about it with somebody the other day, and like, you know, I like to dabble. I like to, you know, at least have an opinion when people talk about drugs. I mean, I've never tried heroin, but everything else, I just want to know what people are talking about.
So you tried the EpiPen?
As soon as the EpiPen expired, like, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to EpiPen myself and see just to know what it is.
You can see if you get a buzz from it.
Yeah, see what it is. Yeah, like a little EpiPen myself and then arm wrestle somebody. I don't
Or
know.
just eat everything that could be allergic. Are you allergic to anything?
No.
No, you're not allergic to any. I wonder if anyone's ever done that. Like, you've always wanted to try the fruit or whatever that you're allergic to, and you just eat a bunch of it and then stab yourself with an EpiPen.
Sounds
Is that not the way
smart.
they? All right, we're getting off job. Okay, so is this good? We good at a sweet spot, buddy?
I think so, man.
We're
I
gonna
think
do this
those,
next
you know,
week?
And this gives us the option to shorten it to 30
Yeah.
or increase it to an hour.
Yeah.
Right in the middle at 45. See how it goes. Not even sure my camera's
Yeah,
still
that's the
rolling.
thing. Yeah, I wonder if it is. I hope so.
My PA fell asleep on the sofa.
All right, dude. Well, this is good.
I think this is a good shot.
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit it too, so I don't want to give you like too long.
Do I have to edit it? Do we say
Meaning
something?
we're not going to edit, but we're testing out with the camera because we're going to have, you know, Abdul's got the camera, I've got the camera, and sometime we'll make you see both of us at the same time in a split screen. So he's going to play with that. You know, if you start playing with it, you don't want to do it for 4 hours worth. You know.
No, I don't. Good point. All right, let's end this
it's not
now before
taping?
it gets worse.
You sure? Nothing's happening. My camera stopped.
Well, this is an audio podcast, buddy.
Yeah, we'll have
Video's gonna have
we'll
to
put a teaser out on video, but
Yeah,
whatever.
we're gonna
All
have to-
So let's cut it here. Bullshit.
All right.
This has been bacon, no bacon, no bacon, no bacon,
Bacon, no bacon.
podcast.
Are you screen recording your FaceTime?
No.
No, we're not. Hi, how's it going? Oh yeah, she
Abdul
can't
says
hear me.
hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
There's Andy. Yeah, the camera's not working now though, so you're
Yeah,
only
it
on
sucks.
audio. Your wave is on audio, Andy. Good work.
Bummer. All right, well, we'll figure it out, buddy.
Peace, everybody. Thank you so much. Go to Abdul's Butt Comedy. No.
Yeah, that's my
.com?
Instagram. At
Abdul
Abdul's Butt.
Abdul Butt. Yeah, but what about AbdulButtComedy.com?
No, AbdulButt.com.
AbdulButt.com.
DerekSege.com.
DerekSege.com.
At the Derek Sege on all the social media platforms.
And at Abdul's Butt.
On all,
On all
on all
those.
social media. And if you're go to Ottawa, if you're in Ottawa, go see Derek and sell out all his album tapings.
Great. Thanks, buddy.
All right, talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Later.
Cheers. Bye. Bacon, no bacon, no bacon, no bacon,
Bacon, no bacon.
Podcast.